Guys, we're losing ratings. We need a new show and quick. How about no? What about no? I haven't. No! Let's reboot Muppet Babies. Great idea. We'll sell soundtracks, tons of toys, and we'll get tons of ratings because we're bringing back people's childhoods.
Muppet babies, they make their dreams come true.
Hello, Homo sapiens on the internet. CTB here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Muppet Babies reboot for 2018. Even though I wasn't born in the 1980s, I still really like the original Muppet Babies because back in the day I was obsessed with anything that had to do with Muppets. I like the show's brand of comedy, songs, and pop culture references. There's no reason for Muppet Babies to get a reboot. For crying out loud, it had 8 seasons and 107 episodes. Also, why is the show on Disney Junior? The original show was targeted towards general audiences, even though the characters were babies. Well, this show wouldn't fit on Disney Channel or XD. They had to put it somewhere, I guess. But I guess now this exists. Let's jump into the show. First of all, it's important to note that Tom Warburton, the creator of Conan Kids Next Door, is the executive producer of the show. Renee Elise Goldberry, who plays Angelica Schuyler in the musical Hamilton, sings the show's theme song. And Jenny Slate voices Miss Nanny, since her original voice actor, Barbara Billingsley, is dead. Jenny Slate voices crazy characters like Ponyhead from Star vs. the Force of Evil, and Gidget from The Secret Life of Pets. But I never thought she would play a level-headed, calm nanny. Although, to be fair, she does a good job voicing her. Before I actually discuss the plot lines, I just wanted to say that I don't hate Disney Junior as a network, but I'm not a fan of them either. I do like some of their shows, but I'm not crazy over them and I don't watch them that often. Anyways, it seems like this show takes a lot of cues from many other Disney Junior original programming. The characters have a problem, they try to solve it by going on a mission or not, and they end up learning a valuable lesson. And there's also a song made to pad out the show's soundtrack. Despite that, it has its own unique take on the formula like the other shows. In the episodes, the characters learn something from Nanny, and they use their imaginations to go on an adventure. One of the characters has a problem and they end up learning a lesson. Then they come back to the real world, which is much like the original series. This show, despite being aimed towards the younger set, has slightly deeper themes. In the premiere, Sir Kermit the Brave, everyone holds Kermit up on this super high pedestal. They think that since he's the leader, he is the bravest. But he's really not. He's scared of the dark, but he doesn't want to tell him that he's scared, since he thinks that the other characters would think less of him, and he doesn't want the pedestal that they hold him so high on to shatter. In the episode Animal Fly Airplane, the characters won't let Animal fly the plane because he is prone to making messes and acting pretty crazy. On the flip side, you can also understand why Animal is well, given that it helps him act fearlessly when facing any obstacle in his way. This is best shown in the climax where he's able to effortlessly fly the plane through a storm. The message about how it's okay to be wild as long as you control yourself is pretty nice. The original had more creative plot lines and a lot more pop culture references, but because the show is on Disney Junior, they can't have any pop culture references or else the little kids watching might get confused. They didn't stop other shows though. On a side note, I can't help but compare the show to the Backyardigans. Both shows involve several kids and they like to use their imaginations, although there are some differences. For example, Muppet Babies doesn't have that big a focus on musical numbers. Speaking of which, yes, I'm going to talk about both the animation and the music. This show's animation is very beautiful. It's impressive how realistic the hair and fur on the characters look. The characters look very cuddly, and I like how they actually move like puppets, true to the organs of the Muppets. And the facial expressions are expressive. In fact, I could even say the show has the best CG animation of any show on TV. I say it on TV, not on streaming services. Although, I can't get over how Piggy's hair looks like plastic in some scenes. As for the songs, well, of course the show was going to have songs so Disney Junior could make music videos out of them and pad out the show's soundtrack. The original had songs too. They were really memorable, including my favorite Get Well Soon. The reboot songs are okay, I really like the new theme song, but there are some awkward moments in the songs.
The moon is beautiful, the stars are starry. I could almost forget what was so scary about the dark.
I also feel like some of the songs are too short. Unlike some reboots, which I'm not going to mention, the characters haven't turned into mean-spirited pricks or have had their traits exaggerated. They're mostly the same as they were in the original. Kermit is still the leader of the gang. Fozzie is still fun-loving and still likes to tell bad puns. However, in the original, he used to get tomatoes thrown at him whenever he made a bad joke. I thought that was funny. That never happens here. I wonder why. I guess that would be too mean spirited for a preschool show. Gonzo is still the weird one, but he doesn't have a crush on Miss Piggy anymore. Animal is still a little out of control one, but why did they change his character design? He looks like a really small teenager now. Miss Nanny is still the caring one. I really like how her tights constantly change to fit in the theme of the episode. Piggy probably had the most change. In the original, she was quite mean and bossy. In the reboot, she seems egotistical, but she's really just insecure and craving for attention. Also, she doesn't have a big crush on Kermit anymore, because crushes would probably be inappropriate for preschoolers. Now let's address the elephant, or should I say penguin, in the room. Summer. She's a token newbie in the show. She's your typical energetic, optimistic girl who loves painting and is a tomboy. Despite the fact that she replaced Scooter, Skeeter, and Rolf, they've all been deleted from the show. I just can't hate her. Sure, her design scares me a little, but I like her spirit. I just wish these three characters would return. There was no reason for them to be deleted from the reboot. They were pretty good characters. Also, Staley and Waldorf are back, and they're just as funny as ever. So, to finish up this review, I give the show a light green card, which means it's okay. The show's fine. I'm sure kids and maybe their parents will enjoy it, but it feels like the show plays it too safe, and it lacks some aspects of what made the original great. That's all for this video. See you guys next time.